Update: am I the butthole for telling my stepdaughter to go ask her real dad when she asked me to pay for her plane tickets? Hey guys. It's been a good 2 weeks since I've posted and I figured you guys would like an update. A lot has happened since the last time I posted, so that night, I did what many of the comments suggested I do, which was to apologize. I told her that I'm sorry, that implying that I'm not her real father, but like it or not that I consider her my daughter. That I loved her and will always be there for her. She started to cry and sob uncontrollably and said, why doesn't he, her biological father, love me? I held her and told her she didn't need to fight for his approval. I also apologized for looking through her phone, that I've come to accept that it's not an appropriate punishment for a teenage girl, and I was going to find other alternatives. Lastly, I brought up therapy, and while she was hesitant at first, I let her know it was nothing to be ashamed of, that everything she said at therapy would be entirely confidential, and that it could help to have a confidant to help her sort through her feelings. She sat on this for the day, but the next day let me know that she was ready, so I set up the soonest appointment, which was last Friday, and her second appointment this afternoon. It's only been a week, so I don't want to get too optimistic, but honestly I feel like I'm noticing an improvement already. She's actually been engaging back in small talk when normally she wouldn't give me the time of day. She's been following all of the rules, coming home at a reasonable hour. She's been less withdrawn and more social, even to the point where her brother commented on the change today. But the most exciting news of them all is when getting out the car on her way home from therapy, she said, and I quote, "Thanks Dad." She's never called me Dad before, so honestly I've been riding off that high for the last 2 hours. I'm not delusional enough to think everything's peachy, but honestly the behavior change in the last week was the most progress we've had since, well, ever. I'm cautiously optimistic going forward. Thanks again everyone for your comments, especially the ones who gave me the kick in the ass I needed. I commented on your first post. Very happy to see this heartfelt update. I personally thought that you were for the most part not the butthole, but still good on you for taking criticism so well and using that to strengthen your relationship with your daughter. A lot of people in your shoes would not have handled it as well as you did. Hoping life is easier on your going forward. Take care, dude. Just went back to the old post. Your comment was actually the one that convinced me that even if I was right doesn't mean I shouldn't be the adult in the room and apologize. Thank you for your comment. I truly haven't felt this optimistic in a long time. That is incredibly important to learn when dealing with teenagers. Just because they are old enough to know better than to lash out, doesn't mean they have the emotional maturity to not lash out. Unless they have a good model for how to deal appropriately with emotions, it's just a matter of time and growing up. And sometimes even when they have models for good emotional intelligence and maturity. I had a rough time as a teen because I had undiagnosed ADHD and executive dysfunction where I couldn't control my emotions once they got to a certain level. Neither of my parents were exceptional models for emotional intelligence like that. Your stepdaughter is lucky to have you. Especially because it sounds like her bio dad is a dumpster fire. This is going to sound weird as fuck, so bear with me. You might be her emotional punching bag because she feels safe lashing out at you rather than bio dad. It sounds like she's having that realization now. I know a lot of kids with an abusive parent lash out at the other parent because they can't safely express emotions to their abuser. Therapy and open communication is going to go a long way here. Too long, didn't read, you're doing the right thing here. That's some grade A parent material right there. Good on you. Remember this whole situation the next time she stumbles. Each outburst you try to manage with kindness and understanding with change the overall tide for the better. Good on ya, bud.